So hi, my name is Ernesto Hernandez. I am the Director of Online Technical Sales and Services. I am based in London. What does that mean? It means that I support my account and sales managers on interacting with new prospects. So I identify customer needs and map them to the technologies that Sabre offers. In addition, once a new customer signs and becomes a customer of Sabre, I provide the technical support and the services that accompany our technology. So today I am going to talk about two things. I will give you an overview of the Sabre technology, and also I will give you an outline of the different services that we provide. The method that I have chosen for me to convey this to you is through the use of customer use cases. So I will show you a couple of different technologies, how the customer implemented that into their environment, and how we supported the integration of this technology into their environment. There's three things that I would like to accomplish by doing this. By me showing you different use cases, I want to get you thinking on how you could integrate these use cases into your existing business, okay? So you can drive further value for your main audience. And also will give you a hint on how you could better improve your business performance. The customers that I service are primarily based in Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So I support the online travel agencies from the big guys to the smaller guys. I also support some key hybrid customers that may have 50% online, 50% offline, and their needs as well. I also participate in the product development life cycle that Sabre has by either bringing new of our customers into our beta test program, or just by collating all the different requirements of the market and prioritizing them for the product teams. So before I go into detail, I'll just highlight that Sabre is composed of 3 business units, as you may know. The first 2 focus on the hotels and airlines. So we provide software solutions for them in terms of revenue management, inventory management, so on and so forth. On the third one, what we call Travel Network, is the global distribution system. This one, our main goal is to be able to connect the supplier with the buyer by enabling the intermediaries like the travel agencies to be able to offer the best value to the traveler by being able to show rich content to that traveler on behalf of the supplier. We have a very broad set of content that we provide through it in terms of air, hotel, cruises, rail, and more. And like Hamish was saying earlier, on peak days, we transact close to 3.2 billion API requests. So that's a lot. And we will continue to support the industry on its progression, whether today is through general GDS technology, or whether that is XML connectivity, or is the audio working okay? Or is not okay, right? Can I have a microphone maybe? Because I think I hear too much echo. Thank you. Hello? Is that better? Yeah, I thought it was only me, but okay, good. So we will continue to support the evolution of the industry, whether that is with GDS technology, XML, or NDC. I think Sabre has been clear in where we stand on NDC. We'll continue to support it. We are level 1 certified, and for next year we intend to be level 2 and level 3, which that entails the offer creation and the offer management as well. So we're not only targeting and helping our travel agencies, but also providing solutions for our airlines to be able to make that step, whether that is through the use of offer creation engines or offer management engines for them. So now let's get into the overview of the technologies and some of the use cases that I want to share with you. Before I do that, let me just briefly discuss the traveler journey. Okay, so starting from inspiration, going to post-booking. So what that means, inspiration, as Hamish was covering earlier, there's a new trend, trend tourism, where the customer doesn't expect only to be able to shop point A to point B in a very predetermined set of date ranges. Some of the customers, they want to ask broader questions, right? Like I want to go on a snowboarding trip, or I want to have a safari trip, right? So a lot of times the customer may be asking these questions on your website, or they may be getting inspiration through social media, through their friends, through family events, so on and so forth. So we see a lot of emphasis happening on this arena, especially on agencies that were offline and they're making their move into the online. Those are the ones that the hybrid customers are the ones that are starting to adopt more inspirational shopping. On a further slide, I'll show you how one of the customers has been successfully able to implement this technology. Then we have the search. The search is complicated, especially on the online travel agency. As you know, you get a lot of, yes, you may get organic traffic, but you also get a lot of inorganic traffic, meaning traffic that started with a meta search. If you think, or if I think of the European market, for example, there are some countries in Eastern Europe that they still depend a lot of organic traffic, meaning the traveler knows them and they search for their brand. But if you look at the Nordic countries like Sweden, Norway, or Denmark, most of their traffic depends on meta searches, right? So where 90 to 95% of their searches started with a meta search provider. Okay, so we see a lot of big evolution. Customers do a lot of comparison shopping, whether it's the meta search on the airline, on the online travel agency, on the brick and mortar. And not only are the travelers looking at your site, also your competitors are looking at your site. So there's a lot of companies that specialize on gathering data to be able to then feed that data into their pricing engine. So you may have screen scraping that happens a lot probably in your website. Maybe you do it on your competitor's website. The airlines is doing it on the travel agency side. Meta searches are doing it on the airline. So there's a lot of data collection happening in the marketplace. And that's why you also see these look to books, what we call lookers, looking at your site, that only a small fraction of them end up buying, because you have also robotic applications looking at the content, but also the end traveler, him or herself. So that is growing. What you need obviously is a very robust platform, shopping platform solution that is highly configurable to be able to meet the demands of your specific customer, whether it's you're competing purely on price, or where you have a very small niche, maybe you're focusing on the military sector, or maybe on ethnic type of travel, so on and so forth. Intelligent decision, a lot of customers and travelers are expecting this. If you go to some websites today, they will actually tell you this is a good time for you to buy, or actually, no, wait, the price is expected to go down by X amount over the next 3 months. Right, so that type of intelligence is needed and is being sought a lot by the travel agencies and by the travelers. The booking, you just want it to be as fast and frictionless as possible. So hopefully they shopped, and once they get into the booking path, right, you're able to have successful payments. This is also the opportunity for you to upsell, whether it's branded fares, ancillaries, maybe insurance, maybe a tour package, so on and so forth. And also on the post-booking, right, once they make a booking and they may want to make a change on your website directly through your mobile application, maybe you allow them to do self-service exchanges, refunds, cancellations, or maybe they have to call your own call center operations to be able to get support from you. Or maybe you're just specializing on the field of revenue optimization, and maybe once something gets booked, you have robotics or automation in the background trying to get better fares than the ones that were previously booked by a particular traveler. So now I will be covering a couple of different examples based on customer use cases. So, is the microphone again? Give me. Hello, hello. Okay, good. So now let's talk about inspiration. Sabre has something that we call inspirational APIs. Okay, what that means is that through our system, we have a lot of shopping requests. Imagine all the different travel agencies and travelers shopping our system. We generate a lot of transactions. What we have done is we have been able to expose these transactions to the public. So with inspirational shopping, you can do very sophisticated queries, like I said earlier. This is my origin, and I want to travel to a safari type of destination or to a desert type of destination. So we allow you as a travel agency to define what does desert destination mean, what does beach destination mean, what does a city destination mean. So you can load this information, okay, through our APIs. And then we can basically say, okay, is the customer willing to travel 5 days, 5 plus minus 2 days? What is the range that they want to travel in? Is it just the month of November, the month of December? So we have all the APIs behind the scenes that you can use today. And this is actually a mock-up website that is located in Sabre Developer Studios, where you can download this code, upload it to your website, and you're ready to start. We have a customer in the Nordics who actually just they've been testing and playing with it. They went live with their site, which looks very similar to this one, about 3 months ago. And again, they were more on the hybrid. They do 50% offline, 50% online, and they focus on student travel. And it's a great website that they have. So yeah, here you can do destination finder. So this is my budget. Just tell me where I can go with this money. Or you can do, again, thematic, which is the one that I covered earlier. And custom theme, again, you define your own themes. Okay. Then we have this little application that I also have in my phone. Basically, we have a good relationship with a couple of entrepreneurs as well. And he came to Sabre and said, hey, listen, I just want to buy your data, right? I want to buy your historical data, and I want to buy all the data that is being transacted in the Sabre system. I want to buy it from you. And I want to hold a cache database, okay, to have very instantaneous responses. And you probably have seen different versions of it. Hopper has one, for example, where you log in what is your search parameters, right? So what is your origin, what is your destination, and how much, you know, a good price looks for you. And then the application will be monitoring the market. And whenever they find something that meets your search, then you'll get a notification telling you, yes, this is a good time to buy, or actually, no, wait, this is not a good time to buy. So this is by us being able to push data to a travel agency. So basically, we need to get your origin and destinations, your advanced purchase, your length of stay, and we'll start sending you the data. And that could be batch data. Maybe every hour we send it to you. Maybe every 2 hours. Maybe we stream it. As soon as something gets shopped in our system, we'll push it to you for you to hold your database. Now let's talk about Bargain Finder Max, which is our flagship shopping platform. So Bargain Finder Max, you know, you can configure it. It can return 100 itineraries, 50 itineraries, 200 itineraries, so different number of itineraries that can be returned to you. Here in this graph, you basically have, you know, on the y-axis you have the price. On the x-axis, you have travel time. So you can consider these are up to 200 different data points, right? So this one will say, you know, for 800 and traveling by this amount of time in minutes, right? That's what you get, right? As you can see, some of the options like right here, right? You pay a little bit more, but it's very convenient travel, right? You may not have to have a very long connection, so to speak, right? So you're able to configure a lot of parameters on it regarding merchandising, fare, so on and so forth, and you get your response. You're able to customize what is being sent back to you. So for example, if you were to do an A/B test in your website, and let's say you have configuration A and configuration B, you can compare them with each other and see the overlap between the different configurations. That way, maybe for a specific O&D, you want to have different parameters. So the things that you can change, aside from the just on and off, there are some criteria that you can give different weight. So for example, if you think that for your traveler, the most important thing is price, you put 100 to price. If the second most important thing for them is, let's say, the travel time from beginning to end, then you put maybe an 80 on travel time. If the third one is the distribution of the carriers, meaning you want to get a lot of different carriers back in your response, then in carrier mix, you maybe put a 70 or a 50, right? And that response will be tailor-made to the needs that you think your customer has. So for example, here, what I'm showing on configuration A is all the blue dots over here that you can see, right? So these are all the returned itineraries for configuration A. For configuration B, you have all the set returned for that particular configuration, and then the green ones is the overlap between the configuration A and configuration B. You can see that the response that you get, they're very different, right? On the B, you're getting a little bit higher price, but more convenient travel time. On the configuration A, you're getting the lowest price, but more inconvenient travel time. So you're able to tweak whatever the customer is going to get on your website. And again, we are also developing the technology to enable you to configure these rules in a more easy way, more in a graphical user interface, so that very soon you can say, for these routes, for this time of the day, these are the set of configurations that I want to show to my traveler on my website. Or maybe if it's a meta search channel, right, that is querying you, maybe you have different parameters for the meta search provider. Hello? Okay. This is just another example. Did I lose the mic, or am I? Oh, good? Yeah, okay. This is just another example. Again, configuration A, showing you just a few airlines. This is supposed to be KLM. Just a couple of different airlines. So this is the count of itineraries. So for example, that will say that for KLM, you got about 60 different count of itineraries. So you see there's a couple of blue bars. But then once you give more weight to, let's say, configuration B on the carrier mix, now you got a lot more carriers back, right, by changing the configurations. So you're able to show more variety to your end travelers. Hernandez is one of our newest deliverers to the market. So a lot of times you go to a website today, and once you're doing a couple of searches, sometimes you get a pop-up that says, hey, do you want to actually subscribe to this search, right? So that you enable your customer to subscribe to a search, so that whenever you find something that meets that criteria in terms of price and origin and destination and days of traveler, you can actually notify your traveler and say, hey, actually, remember that search that you were doing a week ago? I found what you were looking for. So with Sabre, you can subscribe to our API, so we will notify you as a travel agency, and then you can notify your end traveler. On the booking, again, once you make the booking or maybe the ticket, that's whenever you want to upsell to your customer, and this could be through branded fares or ancillaries. Here we show you the fact that we support a lot of rich content that you can get. We support branded fares. This is actually, you cannot see it very well, but it's the look and feel of our new Sabre workspace, which is the agent application that is purely powered by APIs. But again, just shows you that we support today, and we have a lot of customer implementations on branded fares, on ancillaries, and rich content, whether it's videos or images, etc. Again, on the on the branded fares and ancillaries, we have a customer which implemented what they call a Claire, which is a chat box, right? So the easy piece was honestly connecting to our APIs, right? Connecting to our air extras, connecting to our branded fares, through APIs, that was the easy piece. But they also had to, connect it to their natural processing language. So they merged these two, and with the app, you can actually speak to the app and get different flight options for it. And then on the post-booking exchanges, the question is, do you support all the exchanges and cancellations by phone, or do you actually enable it through your mobile application or through your website? On Sabre, we have what we call exchange shopping APIs, which is the ability for one of your customers to choose any of the segments that they are interested on canceling or changing, and we will provide you with up to 50 different recommendations or alternatives, whether it's on the same day of travel or plus or minus a couple of days. Right, so this is actually an implementation that we had from a customer of ours in Brazil. So that's why it's in. But basically, it's just a screenshot of their application that tells you that you can self-service your exchange online. Also, we have, again, on the fare optimization, we have something that we call Fare Optimizer. So if you think of someone booking on your site, till the time that they actually have to do the departure, right? You have whenever you have to issue the ticket and whenever you have the void window of cancellation. So in any of those segments, or time segments, you're able to actually have a robotic in the background, so that whenever, whatever the traveler booked on your site, you can continue to work to see if you can find a better fare on the background. Once you find a better fare, we can actually do the booking and the issuing on your behalf, or we can notify one of your agents, so that your agent calls the traveler, and maybe you split the difference with your traveler, or maybe you keep the incremental margin, right, up to you. But we have what we call low fare optimizer solutions as well. And then just in general, this is the Sabre platform architecture, which is a main Sabre platform in the middle that powers our 3 off-the-shelf applications, which we call the agent point of sale, the new Sabre workspace, on the traveler experience, our mobile or flagship mobile application, what we call Tripcase, and then we have our corporate booking tool, which is Getter. We're also opening up all our infrastructure, so that we're Sabre service enabling all of it. So obviously you have APIs to build your own agent platform or your IPE, or we're also working on specific APIs for the mobile. Today, obviously, if you have a mobile application, you can use our APIs and we will power your application. But there's some nuances about mobile applications. So we're starting to develop more specific APIs for mobile applications, and same thing for corporate booking tool. So for example, if you don't have a policy engine, you should be able to query our policy engine through APIs and use it for your specific application. Okay, and on the back end, we obviously have content and offer creation and order managing, powering the Sabre platform. Just all in all, we offer different services to our marketplace, and all the solutions that I talked about, they're not only based or only accessible to customers in North America or only customers in Europe. All the solutions that I covered are globally available. Some of you may already have some of these ones, but they're not country specific, they are global. And also some of the services that we have, this is a recap of the 8 main ones. So again, we already talked about Developer Studio, which is our main hub for you to get sample code. We have a sandbox environment for the developers to start playing with our services and finding out what responses you get, what responses you get. You can get access to example workflows, payloads. We have a blog, etc. We also provide solution integration services. So if you want to integrate to our environment, we could support your developers with API consultants. We also have process consulting, which is a set of management consultants that can go visit your agency, spend some time with your agency, let's say particularly on your call center operations, and finding out inefficiencies and giving you recommendations in terms of process improvement, organizational redesign, or technology. We have account management. We do it commercially and technically as well. We have third-party collaboration. We know that we don't have all the solutions, right? But we have some very strong relationship with some of our third parties that we can definitely recommend to you for specific needs that you may have, whether it's some type of content or some type of pricing engine that you may be thinking about putting into your platform. We have help desk support 24/7. We have shopping optimization services, whether again you want to customize your shopping platform by O&D. We have a group of consultants that specialize on finding what is the best or optimal set of configurations. And we have technical scoping. So if you're not a customer of ours, we can go visit you, engage with you, understand what is your need, what is the Sabre technology that we have, and draw a line between your needs and the technology that we have. And just all in all, the industry is continuously evolving. We know that packaging and bundling is one of the hot topics nowadays. We're moving from a world of private fairs and to one of private fairs, and even to some regards to private content. But the idea and the trend seem to be moving towards more personalization, dynamic pricing, one-to-one offers. Predictive modeling and AI, obviously there's a lot of buzz. On Sabre, in terms of our labs and our research, we're spending a lot of time and effort not only looking at dynamic packaging, dynamic pricing, we're also experimenting with where we can apply AI, especially machine learning, supervised and unsupervised. But first, we're applying it internally to some of our systems that we have, and we're playing with some prototypes. We have only Sabre Hospitality already came up with an artificial intelligence solution in terms of revenue optimization. The other parts of the business, we're still playing with it. Again, we're playing also with blockchain and things like that. But right now, we're trying to find out how we can apply it first to the Sabre logic, and then how we can expose it to the end customer. Again, I basically live day in, day out on the intersection of travel and technology, and it's a pleasure, and we consider ourselves our enabler of the marketplace through our technology. Thank you.